There we go. There it is. Look at that. We've done it. Back in the Premier League. Burnley 2, Sheffield United 1. Look, I'm not even going to bother with the game. Can't be bothered. Got the job done in the end. It was a cagey affair. A little bit, entertaining, not for the footballing reasons, but it was just a good game all round. Enjoyed it. Not the best football, but enjoyed it. What's not to enjoy? Burnley are back in the Premier League. We've done it. Look, this video, this fan reaction of this game is going to be my personal public apology to Scott Parker. That's all I'm going to say. I completely hold my hands up. I was a complete sceptic when he came. Wasn't necessarily a fan of him in a long-term capacity or a short-term capacity, but he's well and truly proved me wrong. He's brought cohesion, he's brought calmness, he's brought a collective togetherness at the squad, and he's delivered what he needed to, which was promotion. It was a bare minimum second place promotion, automatics for me, and he's delivered that. Hooker by crook. It's not been pretty. It's not been the best at times, but we're in a results business, aren't we? And that's where we're at with it. He's got the job done, and I have to. If I had a cap on, I'd tip my cap to him. So I'll be raising a glass to Scott Parker and his backroom staff and for the job he's done. But it's just been a culmination of, I won't say grinding result, but just getting the job done. There's been too many draws, and we turned 3 of them draws into wins, and we'd probably be wrapped up the title by now already, and we'd be going on to point record-breaking points tally. But it is what it is. We've got the job done. 31 games undefeated. It is insane. That is an absolute insane record. I'm hoping we can go the rest of the season and see it out. And am I bothered for the title? No, not really. Just want to get the job done and get promoted. The manner of football that we've played hasn't been great, like I said, but the defensive records are unbelievable. A team still hasn't conceded, still hasn't scored more than 1 goal against us yet, which is absolutely wild to say. It's just it's remarkable. You can win. It's just proof in it. You can win leagues and divisions and titles in many different ways. Under Company, we absolutely dominated the league with possession and swashbuckling football, and Parker's done it with sort of like determination and grit and togetherness. And you can really tell that. Like I say, that picture, speaks. It says a lot. Like, the players love the man. Who are we as fans to get in the way of that? If for some reason his managerial past taints our sort of view of him. If the players love him like that, and they were throwing him in the air, they were pushing him in to do his fist pumps, they were really loving him, and you could tell that they really enjoyed playing under him. So yeah, I think man of the match, there's a couple really. Brownhill's obviously one. 2 goals today, put in a good shift. Cullen again, another superb game. He's just, he's the engine. He ticks us over, and he looks like the Josh Cullen that we know and love. Consistent, ever present in whenever he needs to be. Estev was unbelievable again. He's like 10 yards ahead of everything. Egan ran over the great game. Trafford didn't have much to do, I'll be honest with you. Made a couple of half-decent saves, but they're the saves that he would have expected to be making. But I think I'm going to give it to Hannibal, I think he played it really well. He played on that fine line of winding them up, putting a shift in. He ran his arse off, which was, like, you just can't ask for more. You can't ask for any more than that a player runs their arse off. So yeah, I'm going to give it to Hannibal today. But as for Sheffield, look, they needed to throw the kitchen sink at us, and they didn't today. They just didn't, they tried, but they just didn't try hard. They didn't try hard enough. I don't know how to explain it. Every ball was wayward, every cross was overhit. It felt like they sort of made, the goal came from one great pass from Hamer, cut us open, but then that was that, really. But led to a bit of a nervy finish towards the end, but who cares? We're back in the Premier League. We've done what we needed to do. Like I say, Parker, I'll eat my hat. TV's gone off. Shame. Nice little background, that. Now we're in a nice tropical paradise. all we can do now is look forward to the Premier League. I say I was walking on the way out, and mate, I was walking out. He mentioned it quite well actually. He mentioned something that made a lot of sense, and it's like the Premier League's a bit of the fool's paradise. You know, the journey to get into the Premier League is better than getting to the Premier League, if that makes sense. But now's not the time to look at thinking about getting battered most weekends. It's, you know, it's time to enjoy it and celebrate this win. And you know, I'd like to think Parker's got it in him to get the lads settled again. He'll let them enjoy it tonight and they'll celebrate. But I think he'll be ready to get them go again. I think he'll want a title. He's got a point to prove as Parker. He's not won a title, not won a championship title yet. He went up second and won playoffs, and I think he'll want that trophy. So I think the lads will want. I think the lads will want to get it as well for Parker. I think they will. I think they want to get it for him. Obviously, we're having to rely on a Leeds slip up, but have they got the mental capacity to go on again? You know, it's been a big pressure. It's been a big release for Leeds. It's a lot of expectation on them. For us, it always felt like we were working to this. Wasn't as much pressure as there would be on Leeds. So hopefully we can go get a title. Actually, the more I think about it, I think we can go get a title. It wouldn't be the end of the world if we didn't, but it'd be nice to crown, you know, the season with a title. But yeah. Again, I'll wrap it up by saying Parker, he's worked wonders. He's done his job, and hopefully, you know, he can carry on building on this with the squad that he's got. And yeah, so buzzing to be back in the Premier League. So buzzing to get out of this division. It's fun at times. It's shit at times. But ultimately, you want to be at the top table, dining with the big boys, and that's where we've got to be. You know, we've been there for more seasons than we haven't in the last 10 years. So we need to be back at that top table. It's better for the club. It's better for the town. It's better for everything. So yeah, buzzing with the win, buzzing with the promotion, and hopefully lads can enjoy it and go kick on and then maybe pinch that